All right, it's time to break new ground. This is exciting, but also can be challenging. So my preference, if I have time on my side, which I don't in this case, but if I had time on my side, I would cut all this wild plants down, and then I would tarp it for a season or two, preferably a year, and then let nature just solarize and suffocate all these wild plants so it doesn't make it as hard to get rid of them to clear in order to plant something in it. But like I said, I don't have that kind of time because I want to get my garlic in and turnips and collards and all my winter stuff. Normally what I do is broad fork the ground first to kind of break it up and loosen up the soil, and then I hand hoe and dig out all the wild plants to reveal my native soil that I can plant directly into. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna work through and just try to get one long row cleared today. I am gonna get to work because this is gonna take me a little while, but it's gonna be totally worth it because my native soil is gonna be beautiful and just, it's gonna be great. This is my gray water, and this is my clean water. And I'm going to empty the gray water onto my grow bed. So I'm just going to remove this so I can dump the water. How full is it? Let's see. Oh, it's pretty full. It's a new day. The roosters are up, but the sun is not all the way up yet. So I'm gonna try to do better than I did. I think that was yesterday. This rooster is just not gonna stop. So I broad forked my native soil. I hand weeded it to pull out all of the wild plants. Then I just leveled it with a rake to kind of even out the surface. And then I spread organic material on top of my native soil. In this case, I had a bunch of canna lily debris that I had cleared from my food forest in my other farm. And I like canna lilies because they hold a lot of water. And so it'll be really good for keeping my bed moist. And then I added 20 gallons of the soil that I had built at my current farm. I've been building this soil, so I brought this soil to add here to the land to amend my beds. And then now I'm about to amend my beds further with bone meal, kelp meal, and worm castings, just to give them a extra boost. My soil looks pretty good, my native soil, so I'm actually quite pleased with what I'm starting with, but it does need a little bit of work. So I'm gonna just keep amending, keep adding organic material and building the soil here. So this is a great place to start. Organic material, soil, already living soil. I mean, there are worms and everything in this soil that I brought in, so that's exciting. And then bone meal, kelp meal, worm castings, and then I'm just gonna start planting. I'm gonna plant my beds out today, so that's what we're doing. Planting and sowing, getting these first beds going. So I'm gonna make a quick plan here and get to work. I'm gonna get to work. All right, chives are in, Egyptian onions are in, and canna lilies are in. Now it's time to get my strawberries in. Remember all that strawberry propagating I was doing this summer? It's time to put these strawberries to use. I'm gonna plug all these strawberry plants in the center, kind of around the chives and Egyptian onions, because that'll give me a little time next year when they start propagating themselves before they get into my walkways and my aisles. They're gonna spread out, but if I put the strawberries on the edge, they're gonna spread directly onto my walking paths and my aisles. So I'm gonna start them in the middle to give them a little room to spread out so I can kind of tame them before they get to my aisle. Theoretically. Anyway, I'm gonna spread them kind of around the center here. Drop them in. So that's the last of my transplants. So now I'm gonna work on seeding. I'm doing fava beans, garlic, bulb garlic, turnips, collard greens, and mustard greens. Looking in my bag. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna get those seeded and that should be it. All right, next up are fava beans. I soaked these last night. I try to soak them at least 4 hours before I sow them, but if I could do 8 or more, that's good too. These are fava beans or broad beans, any kind of broad beans. These are my winter legumes that I like to plant. So I'm gonna plug these in to the rows now. All right, and last but not least, I have turnips, purple top, white globe turnips, Detroit red beets, dark red beets, a mix of mustard greens that I harvested, and then collard greens. Sure, that'll do it. And then right on top of this, I'm gonna mix in my beets. Yeah, about that much beets. And then my mustard. Yep. And then collards. All right, that'll do it. And I'm just gonna shake my hand up a little bit and then sprinkle it all over the bed. doesn't look like much right now, but in a few months it will. And this time next year, this space is just going to be unrecognizable. You'll have to take my word for it.